Hey everybody, I'm back. It is Doa casting the lastplayerstanding.com Open Tournament number 2. That's right, Open Tournament number 1 was so successful at Open Tournament number 2 they've actually attracted some pretty good Korean players, such as our player with the ID Obsidian that is actually FXOinori, or Inori Foyu. He was until recently when when Foyu joined the team FXO. Yep, so there's no, I may have mentioned this in a different cast, but just to clear some confusion up, there's no FXO Korea and FXO otherwise. It's not two separate teams, it's just all one team, it's just FXO. So FXOinori spawning as our red Protoss player down at the bottom of the map, and up at the top of the map in the green is our Zerg player TenryuRH, and you know, although he lost the last game, you know, he played okay. He played a long game against a Korean pro, so very, very cool. Tenryu's definitely got some skill here. Have to see if he can win this game. He needs to, otherwise he is out of the tournament. So it is definitely do or die time for TenryuRH this game. I'm going to have to kind of watch for this guy. I've really actually enjoyed watching him play. I thought last game his composition for the mid game wasn't really that great, and it allowed Inori to kind of get a little bit ahead because he couldn't really put pressure on him or anything like that. But, you know, overall I've been pretty impressed with his play. So even if it does end here for Tenryu, well done. We'll have to see, though. I think he's got a chance. Alright, so Obsidian, or rather FXOinori, last game was able to take a lot of bases, get a really nice unit composition, really keep his opponent in his base with that DT opening, and really kind of caught Tenryu a little bit off guard. He didn't have a Spore Crawler down, he didn't have an Observer, or an Overseer rather, when the first DTs came in. You know, Tenryu is a more economic opening. I do like that from our Zerg player. Meanwhile, Inori doing things pretty much normal. If he wants to do any sort of gateway expand, he'll probably put another gas down around 22 suppliers, so that's usually when it is. It's a normal timing, I guess you could say. Yeah. So I'm really curious to see what these guys are going to do. We've seen a lot of attempted DT expands in these games, haven't we? DT and Stargate. Not a whole lot of gateway pressure anymore. Zealot and Probe versus two Zerglings. This needs fight. Oh, he actually does get the Probe, though. Zealot with the revenge kill. But the Probe does die, sadly. That Zealot was like, that was my favorite Probe. I raised him from a pup. A puppy Probe. Proby. And so a little bit of pressure going to be applied by this early Zealot. Not going to be able to do a whole lot. He will kill these two Lings though if he's not, if Tenryu's not careful. Yeah. And this Queen, I don't know. This Queen might go down. No, there's enough Lings. And that Zealot's going to be taking out some nice micro by Inori actually. And now the Stalker's going to try to micro against these Zerglings as best it can. The Stalker's like, hey, can I help? Oh no. The Stalker did die, though. That's harsh. A lot of early pressure being put on by Inori. Wow, this is just relentless. This is actually a little bit dangerous. Oh, good job with Tenryu pulling that injured Queen back. Smart move there. Pylon or something getting cancelled there. And it will be a couple more gateways. That drone's going to get taken out. As is the Zelnaga Tower in a little bit. So, Zergling speed here. And so the nice thing about what Inori... Oh man, yeah, he set on a rally point. Is Inori going to react in time? Yeah, he is. Barely saving the Observer there. And it is always fun. I mean, if you think of it from a Terran perspective, a lot of Terrans get a missile turret at their front regardless, just to see those invisible units that Protoss has, so it stands to reason that Zerg, you know, would be completely fine doing something like that too. Robotics Bay being built by FXOinori, so he's going to go into just kind of gateway Colossi tech with that +1. It's going to be kind of powerful. Open the same every single ZVP we've seen him on except for Crevasse, so I wonder if this is kind of a standard ZVP opening. Obviously on Crevasse you need to open... Oh, you don't need to, but the temptation is to open up a little bit more greedily just because you can. Probe's going to see the hatchery right away, though. And actually, this is a little bit different. Never mind, it is a different opening because he didn't get gas this time, so that hatchery was that much quicker. So a little bit what he's doing right now is it's really forcing Tenryu to make a lot of Zerglings that he wouldn't necessarily want to make. 26 to 23 harvesters at the moment. Normally that's a little bit bigger of a gap. But he's going to try to put some pressure on with these lings now. Although that cannon and the stalker are going to be able to deny that. It's a nice job there. Alright, so there will be 3 gate into Robo for Inori, so actually playing very normal this time around. Oh, Ling's actually getting the run by. Oh, this is actually kind of rough for Inori. Force field preventing some of the Lings from getting in. That was really close. Wow. That was actually very close. Those force fields had not been good and those sentries would have died. It would have been a very rough situation for Inori at that moment. Looks like a third hatchery going up pretty quick for Tenryu. And yeah, getting that Roach Warren again. Will he be getting that Evo Chamber? Oh, good question. What did he see? He actually did see the Robo Bay, so this time he may not get that Evo Chamber quite as fast. He knows that for once he's actually probably not going to need it. Looks like the Overlord is going to come in and try to do some scouting here. Let's see whatever he can see. There we go. And Stalker might be able to stop him here. We'll have to check back and see what that Overlord saw. Not a lot going on there. And will the Overlord see the finished Robo Bay? He sees the gateways, and he sees the... I think he saw the Robo. Let's find out. I have to select a unit. Like that. Yep. Well, he didn't see the Robo completed, but he still can kind of assume it's there. He saw the other gateways too. So, you know, again, Tenryu with some good scouting knows exactly what he's up against. He is putting down... he is putting down one Spore Crawler. Okay, just in case. That is good. I mean, you can catch observers as well with that. In fact, this observer might be flying right into that Spore Crawler. And that would be something curiously powerful. So let's take a look at supplies right now. Tenryu is actually about 20 supply ahead. So he's... And, you know, that's just because he's been able to expand more. He's been able to stay safer. Oh, a Spore Crawler? At the third, too. Interesting. You know, I'd say that's okay. I'd say that's okay because just the prevalence of what FXOinori has been doing in this tournament, a lot of DT and Zealot harass. You know, he could have just as easily canceled that Robo for all that Tenryu knows. So it's a bit of an investment, but it's not that big of an investment. So I think that's an okay decision here. Lair on the way as well. And indeed, there is the Twilight Council going up. Where is it? Somewhere. Why am I having such a hard time finding buildings today? There it is. Twilight Council finishing there. Thought it was a gateway. And so are there going to be DTs this game as well? That's kind of my big question here. I mean, they've worked out so well for FXOinori in this tournament, especially in ZVP. You know, later in the game he's able to harass expansions like this with Zealots and Dark Templar very effectively. Nothing wrong at all there. Looks like it will just be a quicker blink this time. So Blink Stalker Colossi is a pretty powerful composition with that. Alright. And Tenryu not really being quite as active on the map with his units as he has been in previous games. I mean, if we take a look at his vision, he can see quite a bit, but not quite as much as usual. Is checking for those expansions now, so I guess now he is doing that. But here comes the push from FXOinori. Question is, how much damage is this really going to be able to do? He does have an observer with the army, so he's going to be able to start to kill creep tumors. That's going to be pretty helpful. But, you know, he's still about 30 supply down right now. That's a good amount of roaches. A nice spread there by Tenryu. Ready to catch this. And, yeah, I like this decision by FXOinori. Look at this. No drones being produced right now. All units from our Zerg player. So this did do a good job of kind of getting him to produce units again when he didn't really need to. Spire just about finishing. And once that finishes, he's going to be able to start the Corruptors to handle the Colossi. Kind of waiting to see if there is that Dark Shrine. You know, I mean, it seems like FXOinori really does enjoy using the Dark Shrine to do that mid to late game harassment. You know, one criticism I've seen with Tenryu is that he's not really on top of his injects per se. Although he did get that observer. Yeah, there's a lot of time between injects right now. And here's the push. A couple Blink Stalkers just kind of poking in. Just testing the front, seeing how the Zerg player is going to react. Minerals and gas starting to build up for our Zerg player as well. He's starting to get to that point where he kind of needs a macro hatch to stay on top, and he's almost maxed anyway too, so he's not going to be able to actually spend it on stuff other than upgrades and tech buildings. So yeah, these Blink Stalkers basically are just trying to go around and kill creep tumors right now. Oh, free Overlord there too. That doesn't hurt at all. And if things get hot, you just blink out like that. It's a nice little strike force there. A lot of Corruptors being produced right now. Let's see how many there are on the map. 10 Corruptors out on the map right now as opposed to 3 Colossi. It's a decent number, I guess. I really like what FXOinori is doing with these Stalkers, though. Oh, he has to blink back. And he's got to be careful now. He's actually going to lose some of these Stalkers, I think. Yeah, losing 1 or 2. He's provoked the monster. TenryuRH deciding to just kind of try to take the middle of the map and just kind of sit on it for now. He's getting his infestation bit and his spine crawlers, we can see. Alright.
Our forces are under attack.
In terms of scouting right now, he hasn't really been able to scout too much more, but he has seen a lot of units. Oh, and a big attack at the third base here. I don't know if FXOinori is going to be able to defend against this. Oh, the Lings all trying to go after the one cannon. That's unfortunate there. Wasting a lot of time with that. There we go. Now the Lings are starting to do a little bit more, but that did buy FXOinori a bunch of times. But look at this. Corruptors coming in from behind, getting zoned out by those Stalkers as the Colossi do their work against the Lings. But I think this Nexus could actually go down. It's going to be pretty close. Nice force fields there, but the Nexus does go down. That is actually huge for Tenryu right now. Nice force fields preventing a lot of those roaches from doing damage. 1 Colossi does die. I think Tenryu might just decide to try to fall back right now. He's done the damage that he needs to do. In the meantime, Zelt's being warped into the main there. Trying to do some damage, but there are enough roaches, I think, to handle that. Yeah, Tenryu making a run for it. So Tenryu on 4 bases at the moment. And suddenly FXOinori just down to 2. And down by 70 supply. So are we going to see our Korean Protoss player get knocked out by a North American Zerg Grandmaster? That would be pretty cool. I've never heard of this guy before, so be interesting to see that turn of events happen. FXOinori trying to expand again. He kind of needs to. I mean, there's obviously no reason to go all in like right now. It's kind of silly too. What is this? Oh, the Warp Prism. Is going to get caught by these Corruptors? Maybe. Alright, yep, he does find it. It's like a lot of nothing out here for the Corruptors to kind of fly over. And a quick fourth from Inori as well. I mean, he knows that he's going to need to take a bit of a risk here. He knows how far behind he is. And this risk could pay off if he can defend these expansions and put pressure on his opponent. He could conceivably still win the game. Hive almost finishing right now, and is it going to be a Greater Spire right away for our Zerg player? Kind of curious to see. Or is he going to use it for upgrades? No, maybe not quite yet. Alright. Yeah, so right now Obsidian just needs to... excuse me. Why am I yawning? Wow. That's what happens when your sleeping schedule gets all crazy. And there's a Greater Spire going down. So once Broodlords come out, that's going to be a little bit tough for Tenryu to deal with. Again, Infestor Broodlord Ling is actually pretty good excuse me, against this composition. Can fungal the Stalkers, nullify Blink. Roaches coming in here, trying to deny the Nexus. That's not going to work. Nexus has been around for way too long for that to actually take it out. Oh, and it looks like Tenryu might actually just end up losing some roaches as a result of this. Yeah. Inori getting closer to being maxed, and I almost feel like Tenryu is kind of missing an opportunity to come in and do some damage here. It looks like Inori is the one that wants to do damage. He's got an Archon, he's got 4 Colossi, a bunch of Stalkers. But is it going to be enough? A lot of roaches coming in here. Oh, Fungals on the Colossi and the Stalkers. He's going to be able to catch those. Nice feedbacks on the Infestors. And Storm on the roaches as well. And wow, Inori just crushing this army with the Templar tech. Very nicely done there. Now there's nothing but Blink Stalkers and Archons left over, but that is more than enough. And suddenly, you know, even though Obsidian is down in supply, That was a dangerous spot for Tenryu right there for a moment. Remaxing very, very quickly. Those Archons are soaking a lot of damage. Here comes the Blink Micro. There's so many Roaches coming in right now. The Roaches are 1-1. The Stalkers are 3-0. Stalkers have 3 attack, but they do need to fall back. Yeah, TenryuRH pushing back FXOinori, getting farther and farther ahead on supply, and I wonder how this game is going to go, man. Only problem now is that FXOinori is on 4 bases here. Is it going to be enough Roaches? The Templar's trying to build up energy right now. Very, very tense moment in this game at the moment. Broodlords are out on the field right now for Tenryu, so that's going to definitely buy him some time. Producing 6 Infestors right now as well. Bunch of drones taking a 5th base. What is FXOinori doing? Just chrono boosting out some more probes, trying to get this base here saturated. He's going to be on 4 bases himself. You know, and I would say being 1 base up on Protoss as Zerg is, you know, maybe even a little bit behind, actually. Oh, free Overlord kill for these Stalkers. Who's going to get the kill? Is it going to be this guy or this guy? You got it. Oh, they both have 3 kills. Never mind, it's hard to tell. And they're both going to die because of these Stalkers, so it doesn't matter. Nope, this one might get away. Run, Stalker. More Roaches coming out around from the bottom. You could try to go in and do some damage. Oh, these Stalkers are going to get caught by the Roaches. And yeah, Tenryu kind of throwing away from some Roaches here. Don't know if that was the best decision to go in there and do that. It's going to let Inori catch up on supply a little bit. And oh man, this game is getting pretty tense right now. These players are even. Oh, a nice little Roach counterattack at this third, clearing out all the probes, taking out some of the Stalkers. Slowing down Inori what little bit he can. Very, very valuable, good thing to do. But Inori is moving in right now. He's got a good amount of High Templar. They've got a lot of energy feedback on the Infestors. So even with the fungal on these Stalkers, I think this army is absolutely going to crush what Tenryu has right now. The Infestors just getting feedback. Oh, feedbacking everything, it looks like. Broodlord's getting taken out by the Stalkers very, very quickly. In the meantime, it is going to be a bit of a counterattack, but this Roach counterattack, is it going to be enough? They are 1-2, but I think with the Stalker and the Colossi, it's going to be able to take it out. Inori actually pulling back. What? You have to kill the hatchery, man. Alright, so we're going to assume that the hatchery is going to die. Alright, so he might decide to move right back up here. GG, wow, there it is. And TenryuRH, knowing that he was far enough behind that he just decided that the game was over right then. Okay, he's making 15 Roaches. This is mined out practically. This is mined out. He's got this base here. He's got this base here. Lost this base. You know, with the rally points from these 2 bases, it'd be very, very difficult to get it into a position where they weren't going to get cut off by the Protoss army. He was far behind. Yeah, I can see why he GG'd. For a moment there, I was like, oh, maybe that was a little bit too early, but I think it was just fine, actually. So, GG, and there you have it. FXOinori is going to go to the finals. Again, this was LastPlayerStanding.com's Open Tournament number 2. I am Doa. Thanks for watching, guys. More stuff coming up later this week. And yeah, so keep watching for that. Thanks for watching again, and see you on the next cast.